Cue the music. I didn't want to do it this way. I had a plan. I had a schedule. I thought I knew exactly how this video would go. And it's just not going to go how I wanted it to go. It's just not going to go. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. I just saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. Don't listen to what anybody out there is saying. It was supposed to be a really good day, and there's a huge problem. I have no idea. Oh God, I'm gonna get blasted for this. And I literally have no clue what movie they're gonna make next. Because this one's perfect, and there are so many possibilities. Ignore all the reviews. 45 what? If you've ever played Mario in any capacity, you will love this movie. Yes, it's not a cinematic masterpiece in terms of the best monologues and the most romantic side story, but this is legitimate Mario fan heaven. If you watch this channel, you'll love it. If you've ever seen Nintendo, you will love it. I know for a fact that if I was 7 years old, this movie would be on repeat forever. I literally think this is the greatest kids movie ever. It is paced to perfection. The characters are executed amazingly. The animation is so supreme. I've seen people say the CG isn't great. No. Zoom in on the Koopas. Zoom in on Bowser's scaly skin. The textures in this movie, you can taste them. It is so incredible, and this is my spoiler-free review. There are so many references I want to talk to you about, I want to tell you, but I can't. Because the greatest part of this movie is to not know enough going in. You know Mario and Bowser and Peach are there. Boom, you're good. Please do not watch more trailers. Please do not talk to your friends. Please do not search on Twitter. Please do not read reviews. Just go. Spend your money and enjoy 92 minutes of bliss. I will be able to tell you some of my favorite parts without talking about the intricacies of the moments, but the characters are amazingly well realized. Chris Pratt's voice, it was not a concern. I think Donkey Kong is one of the coolest characters, and I hope he gets his own movie. I hope they do a Luigi's Mansion movie. I hope they do a sequel to this movie. I hope they do a... That's where I'll stop because I don't want to tell you what happens in this movie, but they do such a magical job of packing in the references, packing in the games, packing in the little notes, and it really feels like you're in the Mario world. Like, yes, Mario, we've played Mario World, but this is a Mario world. Like, Mario World is just a side-scrolling game with the purpose of platforming to the end goal. This is a world where Mario lives. It's such a small shift, but at the same time, it's a monumental departure when the entire universe that you're watching is filled with Mario. We've never seen Mario like this. There's never been a Mario game with this much depth. Even the Odysseys and the Worlds and the Bowser's Furies, yes, they do have platforming in 3 dimensions and all over, and there's nice nods, and it's very, very cute and wonderful to look at. It does not hold the same as this movie, and it is as authentic as it possibly could be. This is a genuine Mario movie made with Miyamoto's handcrafted touch, he's probably right-handed, over every single cell. Every scene of that film is picked and chosen in Mario. I think my favorite part has to be that the musical notes in this movie are all tied to the games. Every little note, I mean, some of the licensed songs obviously are not from Mario, but everything else is based on in-game musical tracks, in-game sound effects. It's so genuine. It's so authentic. What they did so well here is they're like, okay, what is Mario? Boom, that's the movie. They didn't try to say like, well, what would happen if Mario was in the real world? But he is, but like it's still within Mario. What would happen if Mario and Bowser got... No, they didn't mess with it. They just made the Mario Brothers movie. I think like more than anything, that title is about as literal as you can get. Can I just tell you my favorite reference? Okay, give me like 5 seconds. If you want literally no spoilers, you don't have to have any, but I want to tell you my favorite reference, right? I'm a huge Donkey Kong fan, and in the Donkey Kong arena, when Mario's fighting Donkey Kong, which you've seen in the previews, Diddy, Dixie, and Kiddy Kong are all there. All of them! And they look great. Dixie looking mighty fine. Diddy, all sorts of spunk, and Kiddy chunky as can be. Boom! I loved it so much. They need a Donkey Kong movie. I cannot wait for the DK section of the theme park. I've said that a million times. I'll say it a million more. What I thought most coming out of this movie was, There needs to be a Donkey Kong game. Seth Rogen kills it as Donkey Kong. The whole Jungle Kingdom, as they call it, is wonderfully realized. And the fact that they are responsible for... The fact that the Jungle Kingdom is responsible for... We need a Donkey Kong game so bad. And I think that if they use some of the influences of this movie, the Donkey Kong game could be really, really cool. Like really, really different and really, really cool. It gives a lot of good context. If we take this as lore, as canon, you feel like you know more about the Mario universe. You know more about where these characters come from and the cameos and the references and what they do to really pack as much in. Feels like they are not being stingy, but instead being so generous. And yet they've left the sky wide open, quite literally if you want to think about Galaxy, for future movies. I think they could literally make a MCU, but it's the Mario Cinematic Universe. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new MCU in the arena, and it stars a mustached man who's a little shorter than he'd like to be. It was just perfect, and I felt like they did not have any slow moments, no stupid jokes. It did not fall into sort of a Rabbids or Minions obnoxious track where it was in your face, and it felt like, wow, they're really just pandering to a younger audience and really trying to make it seem like just, oh wow, we want to get laughs, we want to get giggles, no fart jokes, none of that kind of stuff, right? They kept it in a way that felt just so real, so Mario, so Nintendo, and yet it's still incredibly fun because the pacing is so fast, there's not a dull moment. I wanted it to be so much longer. It's my biggest complaint. I want it to be longer. I want there to be more. They packed so much in. Every scene does feel very fleshed out, very, very full, very purposeful. I just wanted there to be more. You kind of could see where the beats were going. I was like, no. No final battle. Don't do it. I love how many enemies they pack into this movie. I love the references to scenes and specific moments in other games. If you've played Mario since you were a baby boy like I have, this is perfect. And if you haven't, but you like Nintendo, I still think it's an amazing time. And then if you're someone like Ezra and Rafi, two of my favorite little friends, you're gonna love it. And you're gonna need it, own it, and watch it over and over and over and over and over. And then you get to go play the games. I think that's one of the most special things is like, I remember being young and watching like A Bug's Life and thinking, wow, that was a great movie. And then I had to go play the licensed game on N64, which was kind of a mess. But you can watch the Mario movie and immediately go play out those moments in incredible games. In Super Mario 3D World, in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, in Mario Odyssey, you can go make this happen, what you saw on screen. And for kids, that's just incredible. Heck, for adults, I want to go play some Mario. We desperately need more Mario. If a Mario game could ever be like this, it would be truly insane. Maybe it wouldn't be so Mario, but they show that there is potential to make a story-driven Mario. Explored it a bit with Luigi's Mansion and Luigi's Mansion 2, Dark Moon, and 3, but they really could do a story-based, like almost like a Sony PlayStation first-party style game, Mario. The movie is the template. You could have all sorts of gunfire and all sorts of climbing sequences from, say, Uncharted or The Last of Us replaced with platforming and have it split up by cutscenes and a really epic production. And I think you could make magic. Nintendo may never do that, but somebody should. I am so geeked for the future of the Nintendo film franchises. I think there can be many. I think they need to make them fast, and I will see all of them. If the quality is just beginning here, oh my gosh, because this is a absolute home run. Stay after the credits. There's a mid-credit scene, and then there's a post-credit scene. And Jack Black sings. I don't know what more you need to know. This movie is truly magnificent, and it did live up to the hype. It does deliver, and I have no idea what is up the butts of the reviewers that gave this a 45%. Again, if you're going and trying to rate this against Shawshank Redemption or Gone with the Wind or Titanic, okay. But I didn't blink. I didn't get lost. Like, I was absorbed, immersed, engaged, and therefore, the entire time, start to finish, it keeps it going. There's just so many fun little things. Like, oh, I wonder what Mario's parents are like. I wonder what it would be like if Bowser really did attack the Mushroom Kingdom. Like, you get to see these things play out in so much more dynamic of a vision than what the games present. Because the games do have a little bit, right? But it's so bare bones. It's so minimal. It's so broad stroke. This is going in and really filling in all of the fine lines. It's coloring in a world that we know and love, but we don't really know a ton about it. And this gives so much more. So much more of the world. I had so much fun. And I think more than anything, it is such a fun time. It is such a great time to feel like, hey, wow, This is exactly, when I play Mario, this is exactly how I think it should feel. It's really impressive that they do not devolve into a like really kiddie movie. Like, this doesn't feel like a Pokemon movie or a Digimon movie. No, like, it is at a level and a caliber that will impress and surprise you. They just crushed it. I had to scare you a little bit because what else am I going to say? I mean, this movie is fantastic. That's probably what you predicted. But the big problem, honestly, is where do they go from here? What do they do next? Do they sequel based on the ending of this movie? Do they go a Luigi's Mansion direction, which they've referenced? Do they pull DK out and give him his own? Because I think Seth Rogen can carry that character as the lead. And we know Nintendo is eager to supposedly make Donkey Kong a bigger part of their productions. Put out the dang game, baby. Theme park's coming soon. They could go a Mario Galaxy route. They could go so many different routes and so many different places and use so many different characters or subsets of characters or groupings. I really think that they can franchise this in a way that over time might sour us a little bit on it. But for now, at the beginning, just like when the MCU first started, this is like the can of worms moment. Except they're gummy worms, so they're delicious. You open it up and you just want to keep eating more. And if you don't like gummy worms, replace with your favorite candy that doesn't give you creepy thoughts as you're chewing their unchewable material. But anyhow, the big problem is where they go next. I don't know what I want. I can't be put on the spot. I would like a sequel because I want to know what's going on. I also really think Luigi's Mansion would be killer. Part of me just wants a Donkey Kong movie, though, because that section of the movie is so darn fun. I think they'll probably make Mario Bros. Movie 2, because I think that's marketing-wise the best thing they can do. Mario Bros. 2 movie, Mario Bros. 3 movie, kind of like they did with the games. And then maybe they can spin off Luigi's Mansion. But, like, I'm ready for it. Start working on it. Start animating it. Get those guys back in the booth. Get Anya Taylor-Joy's Peach back in there. Give me somebody to play as Wart. I want to see King K. Rool. I want to see a bunch more. There's so much in this movie, and yet they've just scratched the surface. Perfect balance, right? Where you feel like they packed in all the references for all the fans and all the people that played the games and love Nintendo, and yet, holy crap, they could do this, they could do that, they left this out, they completely didn't show this, these characters weren't even a part of it, they didn't go here, there's no way they could have forgotten that, but they had so much in there. That's why I wish the movie was twice as long. I wish it was 3 hours of fun, but it was 92 minutes of basically perfection. I loved it. I hope you guys love it. I hope you all get a chance to see it. Make sure to tell me what you think on Twitter, in the comments, on Instagram. Send me your reviews. And until next time, everybody, dang, that was good. Nintendo delivered. Their film division and their theme park have performed insanely well. This is a great sign for a company that was video games, and now they're flexing their muscle in other avenues, and it's working beautifully. They don't feel like cash grabs. They don't feel like afterthoughts. They don't feel like they put a third party on the job. They feel genuine and authentic. And the best part of both the Mario Brothers movie and Super Nintendo World, it's really Mario. It's really exactly how it should be. As a lifelong Nintendo fan, they get my seal of approval. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Until next time, love you lots. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. I'm all smiles over here. SwitchForce out.